Alright folks, if this is your first video you're watching, press pause, go back, check out at least one of the other ones. This is fourth in a four-part series here, reviewing the Bath & Body Works White Barn Candle Collection 2013 autumn fall releases. The earlier videos included the Pumpkin Collection, the Silverleaf Bath & Body Works Collection, the White Barn Woods Collection, and then finally, as I'm near delirium here, we've got the Bath & Body Works Fresh Picked Collection. Now, I've only got 2 candles from this because there wasn't a lot going on in it. Again, Fresh Picked, they could have called it the Harvest Collection, might make a little more sense because it is fall and Fresh Picked is usually in the spring, but they do what they do. With this collection right now, there are approximately 10 scents in it. Most of them are repackages, aren't super exciting. A couple of new ones. In addition to the 2 here, there are also Lemon Mint Leaf, yes, the one we all know. Spice Cider is rumored to come out in this collection. Farm Stand Apple, possibly Fresh Picked Apple, which are so similar they might as well just stick with Farm Stand Apple. Fresh Picked Pear, I think they called it Fresh Picked something pear for the fall. Those were not in the store I went to. And then Fresh Picked Harvest Coffee, which I'm happy to say is just a repackage of the Italian Collections Espresso Bar, which is fine by me. It's a great scent. There's no reason it can't be year-round. A true, intense coffee scent. Pineapple Mango doesn't make sense to me, doesn't make sense to you. I don't know what their obsession is. It must be a big seller to, the people that come in and just buy 1 or 2 candles off the shelf once a year and, aren't regular shoppers. It must be a popular one because they make that work into every single season at this point. And then also Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin is in the Pumpkin Collection and in the Fresh Pick Collection with different labels, similar or same notes, and absolutely the same candle that you know. So again, I saw Lemon Mint Leaf, Fresh Picked Harvest Coffee, Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin, Pineapple Mango, and then the 2 here, Apple Ale and Blackberry Spice, the 2 new ones. So 10 cents right now, I believe, in total, and we don't know if and which are test scents. So the label, basic, a little interesting, again, sort of similar to the spring Fresh Picked line that's a little bit like, a Farmer's Almanac hand-drawn kind of throwback label, which I don't mind. I don't love these ones. The font, I think, is kind of weird. The strangest thing about these candles, before I get into the notes on this one, check out the lids. They look like the lid of a galvanized garbage can, like, think of Oscar the Grouch. It's silver metal, but it's got that galvanized look to it with all those little flecks on it. It's, embossed, pressed, with sort of the throwback Bath & Body Works home label with the old sunrise on it. And there's actually a label, a sticker with a little owl that says Fresh Picked, Simple Fresh Good, which is their moniker, the marketing for the Fresh Picked collection. So kind of weird, really stands out from the rest of the lids. Yeah, it doesn't fit in, but it's cool. It works. It's something, interesting to see. So Apple Ale is refresh yourself on a fall day with an effervescent blend of autumn apples, brown sugar, and cinnamon bark. Well, they couldn't get more generic with the notes on this. Apple, sugar, and cinnamon. How many other candles from this season and seasons past have had apple, cinnamon, and sugar in it? I mean, really, that's all they could give us. Whatever. But Apple Ale, effervescent, I'm thinking, okay, is it like, hard cider? Is it going to really be effervescent with like a pop sort of fizziness? I would love that. Let's just dig in. Okay, so there is the tiniest bit of effervescence. I almost think it's just their marketing getting in my ear like an earworm and telling me there's effervescence. I don't think I would pick it out otherwise. Again, apple, sure, maybe some cinnamon. I get sort of a creamy, like a cream soda vanilla, kind of, like that sweetness. But there are 2 candles that I think it's either a blend of these 2 or very similar to these 2, or it may just be one of them straight up, and one of them makes the most sense to me, so let me grab those here. From last year's fall collection, the failed test scent, Womp Wah, of Farm Apple Cookie. So of course, last year it was Farm Apple Cookie, Roasted Pumpkin Butter, Chocolate Bacon Cupcake, Toffee Glazed Popcorn, and Blueberry Pumpkin Patch. Blueberry Pumpkin Patch came out this year. Roasted pumpkin butter came out this year. What else have we got there? The cupcake, no. Toffee glazed popcorn is kind of back as pumpkin pecan waffles, maybe. So farm apple cookie, where does that leave us? Where does that leave that one? I think it might be repackaged into this. So sniffing that one, the notes on this were sugar cookie and cinnamon with tender red apple, nutmeg, and creamy vanilla. So kind of the same notes. Yeah, I mean, let me get both lids here. Slightly different. I'll give them that. Slightly different. Both have an apple that's a little bit sour smelling, like not like a sour green candy apple, but a little bit off. There's definitely a tiny bit more of a cookie scent to the farm apple cookie, so I'll give them that it's not that. But the other one that it kind of smells a little bit like, which also makes sense considering it's calling itself an ale or a beverage, perhaps an alcoholic beverage, is actually brandied pear from last year, which read as poached autumn pears drizzled with sugared brandy and topped off with vanilla cream. And the wax even is like the same color there. Now this one was much more intense, very dripping with that sugared brandy and the the caramelization from the poached pears and vanilla cream. I loved it. It was a weird one, but it smelled sort of like a Manhattan, like a whiskey cocktail, sweetened. And the apple ale has a little hit, not nearly as intense, a little bit more of a powdery. I'm not going to say effervescent, more powdery, and not in a like a perfumey or floral powdery, but just a little drier, a little bit, just a little drier than the syrupiness of the brandied pear. It's nice. I think it'll be good burning. Again, it's one of those interesting candles, but I don't see it being like everyone saying, "Oh, you got to have apple ale." It's there. I like it. It's kind of cool, something a little bit different, and it's interesting enough. So it can pass. And then the last but not least, I suppose, fresh picked Blackberry Spice. Now I was happy to see a fall berry come back. 2 years ago, probably my favorite fall release was the 2011 collection, and in that there was Woodland Berry, which had like a really intense, almost like a cleaner orange to it. And I really liked that one. There wasn't a whole lot of berry to it, but I thought it could be that. It could have been like the Black Forest Woods, again from the Forest collection that I mentioned in the other videos, or also could have been Berries and Bark, which is sort of an old classic Slatkin scent. But I don't really think it's any of those. So if we read the notes, it says, bring home the perfect blend of sweetness and spice, fresh picked berries, crushed cloves, cinnamon bark, and vanilla cream. So again, we've got fruit, spice, vanilla cream. It's sort of how they mix it up. So let's just smell it. The sweetness is there. I don't really call it a berry sweetness. I don't really know what it would be. A little bit of spice to it, kind of musty. It's definitely not a summer candle, which is good. I was worried it was going to be just a summer candle that they called spice, but really was, marketing. But it is dark enough to be a fall candle. I really don't get much vanilla either, but it doesn't pop. It's not bright and juicy, so it's certainly not juicy the way that a berry scent could be. Really, the thing I find that it's closest to, my final comparison here, is actually good old classic Leaves. Now the notes in that one are golden nectar, red apple, and berries. But Leaves definitely has that sort of musty smell to it. I don't know why, if it's the blend of, if it's the type of fruit they use, or if it's the type of spice they use, but it definitely has, it shares, it's like, these are sister scents. They share some sort of base similarity to them. Blackberry Spice is not as cloying, not as thick. I think it's the removal of the golden nectar that keeps it from being too heavy like that. But again, it's called spice, so there's got to be some cinnamon and cloves in there. And if you're saying crushed cloves, that means, it should mean like a heavy, intense clove. I thought there was something else that was reminding me of a little bit, but I like it. Let's get a good sniff. Not super strong. Again, if I were to sniff this, I wouldn't know that it was blackberry right off the bat. I'd maybe say it was a drink, or I'd probably think it was a conceptual one. You know, whatever. What else is left at this point? Fall walk. I don't know. Yeah, it's. I don't know if I like it. I'm really still on the fence with that. Not really getting Blackberry and Spice, but they've got enough. They've got Cranberry Harvest, which is probably coming back as Harvest Gathering, is cranberry, a little bit of apple, and spices. There's so many that are fruit and spices, that they become sort of interchangeable or not needed to have all of them. So not bad, interesting. Don't hate it, don't love it. We'll see how it burns, and if it's. I assume it's going wide. I don't really know for sure. I'm kind of interested to see what they do with the rest of this fresh picked line, because right now, sorry, move with me here. Right now, the 10 that are in it are so random that it doesn't make a lot of sense that it's a fresh picked collection. If it's pear, apple, blackberry spice, apple ale, pineapple, mango, lemon, mint leaf, it's more like just totally random stuff they're calling fresh picked. But again, they do their marketing, they make their millions, and that's that. So, alright, I'm totally getting delirious here. If you've stuck through all 4 videos, you are my champions. Thank you so much for watching and being interested in the candles and what I have to say about them. If you have any questions about any of the videos here, please comment on this or the other or all of the videos. Let me know what you think. If you think I'm crazy, if you agree, disagree with any of my musings here, please hit me up. I'd love to hear what you all think. Again, this is round 1. There should be a few new scents that I have not reviewed or that aren't out yet from the fall collections, but hard to say. 35 to 45 cents. That's quite a lot. There might not be much else for fall other than a few test scents if things pop up. So again, just a quick overview. For anyone who maybe this is the only video you've watched and you're thinking that you don't want to sit through my voice for an hour, maybe you do. Maybe you'll be interested if you check out the candles here. Again, the first video was pumpkin hayride, pumpkin carrot cake, blueberry pumpkin patch, pumpkin pecan waffles, and pumpkin apple. Second, we had marshmallow fireside, tailgate, sweater weather, cider donut, autumn, and applewood bonfire. Third, for the White Barn collection, was flannel, vanilla vetiver, cedarwood trail, pinecone, and coconut wood. And finally, the one you're watching now, fresh picked apple ale and blackberry spice. Whew! That is it. 18 candles. We have reviewed them, we are through them, and that is it. Questions or comments, hit me up below, and until next time, take care.